a tough test at Creighton on Saturday?
Yeah. I was just telling the kids it's the most wonderful time of the year when you are done with finals and all you have to do is concentrate on basketball, and sleeping and eating right and balling for the next about 3 weeks to a month. So hopefully we can put finals behind us. It's a real stressful time. I think our kids did a good job in the classroom, which takes a lot of energy and effort. So hopefully now we can turn our attention because we need to. This road trip, I kind of lump all three of these together, starting at Creighton, then going out to San Diego. So feels like start of the SEC. Creighton is certainly an SEC worthy team. Ohio State, South Florida, and Oregon we know are some of the best teams in the country too. So we feel like first 12 games are behind us, and the next 16, 17, 19 ahead of us are going to be a big challenge.
All right, Porter.
Yeah, Coach, just with this big test and the lack of preparation that the team has had, I mean, is there any concerns going into Creighton, or how did practice go yesterday?
That didn't practice yesterday. We're off. Just body-wise, minutes played. We've been doing 2-day preps for every opponent that we've had so far, so we're not going to change that. We'll start practicing today for them, but we let them we did a skill development day on Tuesday. They were off Monday and Wednesday. It's the old rested versus rusted argument that I don't have a good answer to. It's been different every year, every team. I think I would rather be a little bit rusty and rested than the other way around. So we'll see. Creighton runs a lot of great offense, so there will be a challenge there, but I do think we're better equipped to handle that defensively this year than in years past. So we'll get out there today, let the kids get their lungs burning a little bit. We'll travel to Creighton tomorrow and practice up there for our second day of prep for them. But the main concern is just, be a little bit rusty. But hopefully the being rested part will overcome that.
And you mentioned, in the post game that had to address the team, have some things. Did you indeed see that in the film? And what was the team's reaction to you actually having to talk to them after a game?
I think good. They headed a lot of it off at the pass. They reached out to me and other coaches prior to us having to get together. They recognized it, that we were missing some open teammates from time to time, that defensively we weren't communicating in certain situations, and I think we got it rectified. They did it. I mean, they talked among themselves. They had a couple of them come to me and go, Coach, I think we know what you're talking about. And I said, well, I want to make sure we do, and we did. We were all on the same page, and I think as a result, we'll be better for it. But yeah, it was just kind of the first time we've had to do that. It was. There were a lot of different reasons. It was kind of funny. Some of the reasons we thought as coaches were not the reasons they thought as players. So we kind of did one of those old school Venn diagrams, and where they met in the middle, that was what it was. There were things I thought that they're like, Coach, that didn't have anything to do with it. And there were things they said that we were like, that didn't have anything to do with it. This is what it is. Either you saw your teammate and you chose not to pass it to him, or you didn't see him and we got to coach it better. So we got those two things fixed, I think. We'll see how it looks on the court. The message that we were able to send was we've been able to do for these things to happen and still win, but that time's about to change. If we do those things, one possession will be the difference in 10 of our next 20 games. There's no question. And we've got to value every single possession, which I think we lost a little sight of sometimes because we felt like we were going to win the game, and that was the concern rather than the value of the possession. But I think we've got it. I think we're all on the same page now, and we'll see how that looks when we get on the court this next 3 games.
Last one for me. Just what does that say about the maturity that they're coming to you, knowing how important this stretch is? They're not looking to SEC play, but knowing that this last couple of games before you play LSU, what does that say about the team?
They are mature and they're basketball savvy. And I think it says to us too that like we only point things out that matter. Like I'm not on them all the time. Like I'm not yelling and screaming every single play. So it has its effectiveness. When you go in and you say, hey, we got something wrong, it's got some effectiveness. I'm not in there every single play, every single game. I let us make those mistakes and work through them. But I think for them to have that awareness, that means we've got good talk in the locker room going on. It means we've got kids that are not only leading, but we've got kids that are willing to follow. You have to have followers as much as you do leaders. So I think it says a lot about where our team is at, and that they do have an understanding they can communicate with each other without being disagreeable. And I do think they have the same standards in place and in mind of what we should be focusing on.
Think so.
Got it.
Ethan?
Hey, Coach. Creighton has some strong guard play with Lauren Jensen and Morgan Molly. Just what have you seen from those two?
Exactly what you just said. Strong play. They make you wrong every time you make a mistake. They're making you pay. Jim's a noted offensive genius. We saw it firsthand last year. He can really pick you apart if he sees a weakness. I've told our kids, if you want to know what's written in the scouting report, you're going to know, because Creighton's going to go at you. If they don't think you can guard an action, they're going to put you in that action repeatedly, over and over in a variety of ways. So they really share it. They make the right read. They make the right play. Their roles are real identifiable. But those two kids specifically, the thing with those two kids is you can guard them and they can still make shots. You can do everything right in our game plan. You can execute the scout perfectly, and they're talented enough that they're going to make some of those even defended. So that's why they're, in my opinion, they're a top 10 team in the country. I don't know where they're ranked, but they were an Elite 8 team last year. They've only lost one road game this year. They've played an unbelievably tough schedule. And you've got to be ranked that high. You've got to have good guard play, and they certainly do.
And I know Michaela had that big game against them last year. Just where's her progression at right now? And what have you think about just how Jersey has stepped in the spot?
Jersey's done amazing, and we knew she would. She's got the experience starting, and she made that transition seamlessly. Mac is yet to practice. We have practice this afternoon. I hope she's able to go some today. We'll see how it goes, but it's day to day with her. And she did have an unbelievable game last year. She was really a problem for them. So I hope she's, not only is she back, but I hope she's back 100%. But if she may not be 100% to play, have to be to play, but we need her to be 100% to be competitive on the road against them. But we'll know a little bit more after today. Hopeful, but not counting on it.
And then last thing that I have is I know y'all played going back to even before the Paradise Jam, just a lot of games and a lot of days. But this week, I know haven't really gotten mental rest this week with finals. But how big has it been to get a little bit of physical rest?
Lot. It's been big. Our bodies, we were starting to show some of those 12-game dings and bruises and sorenesses. Hopefully they'll be gone. And the stress of, I walk by Miriam, and she just looks taller because she doesn't have that pressure of finals as a freshman on her. I do think this is the best time of the year for a college basketball player, because all you do is hoop and hang out. You don't have to worry about classes. And so I think it's an opportunity for us to really grow. I like where we're at. I like that we played the games that we did. That'll prepare us for this little road swing going into Christmas. And I know where we're at right now. We're really going to know where we're at when we go to Christmas break after this next 3 little pod game series.
Thanks so much.
You got it.
All right. Anyone else? Cool. We're good. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks,
See ya.
everyone.
Bye.